Before watching the video, don't forget to subscribe the channel and enable bell notification to never miss an update from us.
Welcome to Entry. My name is Kamal Deep. So today we're going to discuss the IBPS Clerk 2020 previous year questions. Okay, but we are going to discuss today the previous year questions for IBPS 2020. Okay, so see here. Let me fix this here. Okay, now we will have some questions, some previous year questions for your IBPS Clerks 2020. Your exam date is on 12th, 13th and 19th December 2020. Okay. So today we're going to discuss 5 questions of quantitative aptitude. These are very easy to moderate questions, but these are previous year questions as per previous year questions. So say, what is the first question? Question is 8 years hence the sum of A's and B's age will be 70 years. Okay. Suppose present age of A and B is A and B. Okay. This one is present age of A, this one is present age of B, and there is one more person whose name is C. So this one is the present age of C. So A is present age of A, and this one is B, and this one is C. So these three are present age. Now 8 years hence, suppose if A is today A years old, then after 8 years how much he will be old? He will be A plus 8 plus, now B will be, so B will be B plus 8, that is equals to 70 years. As you know, after 8 years, A's age will be A plus 8, B's age will be B plus 8, and sum of these two will be 70 years. So clearly you can see the A plus B will be 54 years. Okay, A plus B will be 54 years. You can see 54 years here. Now see, so see A plus B जो है वो A plus B is 54 years. Okay, now next line is the ratio between sum of ages of A and B together and C's age. It means he's saying A plus B's age and C. The ratio is 2:1. Okay, but this ratio is 4 years ago. It means he's talking about 2016 actually, and this age is of 2020. You can say present age. So see one thing, can I write 2x and 1x here? Okay, this was age in 2016. If I'll move to 2020, so what will be this? So this will be 2x plus 8. Now how am I writing 8 here? Say plus 4 will be in A, plus 4 will be in B. So 2x plus 8 will be in 2020. And this 1x means x plus 4 will be in C. So x plus 4. So if A plus B's age was 2x in 2016, then in 2020, A and B's age will be 2x plus 8. Okay. But according to this, A plus B is equals to 54, and here A plus B is 2x plus 8. So can I write this and this will be equal? So you can say 2x plus 8 will be equals to 54, or you can say 2x equals to this 46, because 8 will come here, and 54 minus 8 you'll get 46. Now x equals to 23. If this x is 23, so you need to find the present age of C. So 23 plus 4, what you'll get? You'll get 27, and this B will be the right option. Okay. So once again, I'll repeat this. According to question, A plus B's age will be 70 years, sum of A and B's is actually 8 years hence. So it means 8 years from today, the sum of A and B will be 70. So 8 years from today, A will be A plus 8 and B will be B plus 8. So if you add these two, you're getting 70 years. So by solving this, you will get A plus B as 54. A plus B is 54 in 2020. Up in the next line, they have given that A plus B's sum ratio to the C, that was equals to 2 is to 1. If this ratio was 2 is to 1, so I can write it 2x ratio 1x. So this will become 2x plus 8 and this will become x plus 4. Okay. So this 2x plus 8 ratio x plus 4. This is the present age of C and A and B. Okay. Now this 2x plus 8 will be equals to this 54 because this is the sum of A plus B at present and this will this is the also sum. So by equating this, you're going to get x equals to 23. If x is 23, then x plus 4 will be 27 and x plus 4 is the present age of C. So I hope this concept is clear to you. Now move to the next one. What is next question? So next question is based upon your partnership. See, in the partnership there is one formula: profit equals to your capital or investment into time. Suppose you need to find your time, because in this question you have to find time. So time will be your profit upon capital, but will be your time profit upon capital. Now see one thing, this one is A, this one is B. I am writing profit here. So total profit is this 5750, and out of this 5750, A is getting 2000. If A is getting 2000, then subtract this 2000, you're going to get 3750. This 3750 is the profit of B and this 2000 is profit of A. Okay, this one is profit. Now capital is also given as 4800 and this one is given as 7200. Now this will be cancelled out by 0, will be cancelled by 0. This will be cancelled out by 25. 25 8 za 200 and 25 into 15. So profit is 8 ratio 15. At 24 2 za 4800, 24 3 za 7200. Okay. Now say, what will be time? So time will be profit upon capital. So can I write this 8 by 2 ratio this 15 by 3. This 2 will cancel this 8 by 4 times, this 3 will cancel this 15 by 5 times. So you can see the ratio of time will be 4 is to 5. So this is the time of A, this is the time of B. So time of A is 4 months and time of B is 5 months. So what is the difference between these two? So we will say, sir, difference is 1 year. But see in the question, B invested for 2 more months than A. B is investing 2 more months than A. But according to this equation, you can see A is investing only for 1 more month. So I can say this 1 will be equals to 2. When this 1 will be equals to 2, so can you say this 5 will be equals to 10 and this 4 will be equals to 8? So you have to find the months did B invest. So clearly you can see B invested for 10 months. So this was quite easy question actually, if you know the concept that profit equals to capital into time and your time equals to profit upon capital. So you can clearly solve this question very easily. How can you solve this? See here, the ratio of A and B's profit is 2000 ratio 3750. Okay, so ratio of profit will be 8 ratio 15. Now what is the ratio of capital? Capital's ratio is 2 ratio 3. If ratio of capital is 2 to 3, then you can find the ratio of time. Time will be profit upon capital and you calculated the ratio here 4 is to 5. According to this ratio, the difference between A and B's time is 1 month actually, but according to question this difference is 2 months. So this 1 equals to 2, then I told you this 5 will be equals to 10 and this 10 will be the right answer because you have to find the time of B. So time of B will be what? 10 months. Now move to the next one. What is next one? A boat travels 28.8 km in an upstream direction in 2 hours 24 minutes. See one thing. The speed of boat is upstream plus downstream speed divided by 2, and your speed of water will be upstream, or you can say your downstream minus upstream speed divided by 2. So these two formula you need to keep in your mind. Okay, now see in this question, a boat is traveling 28.8 kilometers. So can you say this is the distance? If this one is the distance, then he's traveling in upstream direction, and time is given here. What is the time? Time is 2 hour 24 minute. First of all, just convert this to 24 by 60 hour. This will cancel out by 2 times, this will cancel out by 5 times, so you'll get 12 by 5 hour. But what you are going to get? You are going to get 12 by 5 hour. So clearly, if I want to calculate the upstream speed, speed will be equals to distance upon time. So here distance is 28.8 kilometer and your time is 12 by 5. What is the time? 12 by 5. Now this 5 will go here and 12 will cancel out this. 12 2s are 24, 12 4s are 40. It means this will be 2.4. So 2.4 into 5. 2.4 into 5, you're going to get 12 kilometer per hour. So you can say your upstream speed is 12 kilometer per hour. Now see in the next line, the ratio of upstream speed to downstream speed. So here US is your upstream speed, DS is downstream speed. The ratio is given here 2:3. You have already calculated the value of this 2 as 12. So can you say this is 6 times? So this will be also 6 times. 3 into 6, you're going to get how much? 18 kilometer per hour. What are you going to get? You're going to get 18 kilometer per hour. So if this DS is 18 kilometer per hour, now you have to find the speed of boat in still water. So I have already told you your boat will be US plus DS by 2. You already know DS, you already know US, and divided by 2. So 18 plus 12 is 30 by 2. You're going to get 15 kilometer per hour. What are you going to get? You're going to get 15 kilometer per hour. So this 15 is the right answer. I hope this concept is also clear to you. So these are very easy questions. Okay, you can easily solve this question in your exam, and these are your previous year questions. So kindly focus on these questions and practice daily. Now move to the next one. This x plus 10 is 20% more than y minus 8. See one thing. Your x plus 10 is 20% more than how much? 20% more than y minus 8. If this one is 20% more than, it means I can say this x plus 10 will be equals to 120 upon 100 of y minus 8. Okay. This will cancel out by 6 times, this will cancel out by 5 times. Now you're going to get 5x plus 50 will be equals to 6y minus 48. So can I write here? You'll get 6y minus 5x will be equals to 98. This is the first equation. 6y minus 5x equals to 48. And next is x is 22 more than y. So clearly I can write here x minus y equals to 22. So I have two equations, first and second. Now do one thing, make coefficient of x same. Here coefficient of x is 5, so multiply by 5 here, multiply by 5 here, multiply by 5 here. You're going to get 110. Okay, actually this one is not 48, this one is 98. So when you will add these two equations, this one is plus 5x, this one is minus 5x, these will be cancel out. Now 6y minus 5y, you'll get y equals to, now add this, 8, 9 plus 1 0, and 1 plus 1 is 2. So y will be equals to 208, and this will be your right answer. So this 208 is the right answer. So I hope this concept is also clear to you. This was a basic question actually. So you need to know the basic concept of percentage here. So I hope this concept is clear. If you have any doubt, you can ask me in the comment box. Now move to the next question, and this one is the concept of mixture and alligation. Okay, now see, the question is, from a jar containing milk and water solution, 20% of mixture is taken out and same quantity of water was added to mixture. Now see one thing, if you are removing 20% of mixture and you are adding same quantity of water, and you are adding same quantity of water, so can I say the initial quantity of mixture will be equals to your final quantity of mixture? What I am going to say, see one thing here, he's saying 20% of mixture is taken out and same quantity of water was added to the mixture. So what I am saying, if mixture is replaced by same quantity of water, so it will not make any difference to the final quantity of mixture. It means, suppose if you have 100 liter of milk and water, okay, suppose this one is 50 liter and this one is also 50 liter. How much? Total is 100 liter. Now you are removing 20 liter. What you are doing? You are removing 20 liter. If you are removing 20 liter, you will be left with 80 liter. So this will be 40 liter, this will be 40 liter. Okay. Now you are, this 20 liter was mixture, but you are adding 20 liter water now. Only water. Okay. So your milk will be here 40 liter. And what will be your water? Your water will be 40 plus 20, 60. And what will be total? Total will be again 100. So can I say your initial quantity was 100 and your final quantity of mixture is also 100? So I have already written here that if something like this is written in the question, your initial quantity of mixture will be equals to your final quantity of mixture. So I hope this concept is very clear to you. Okay. Now move to the question. Say same quantity of water was added if the respective ratio between resultant quantity, it means resultant is final. So your final quantity of milk and water is 32:15. It means milk will be multiple of 32 and water will be multiple of 15. And what will be total? Total will be 47 liter. Okay, what will be total? 47 liter. So there is a trick here. Okay, if you want to solve the question very quickly, there is a trick. What is the trick? Add these two. You're going to get 27, going to 47, 17 and 19. Clearly you can see 47 is matching here. So you can mark this as a right answer, and this is the right answer for this question actually. Okay, so by using this trick that your initial quantity should be equal to your final quantity, so if this one is 47, so your initial quantity should be 47. So 40 plus 7 will give you 47. So this will be the answer. Now say this was trick. What is the actual method? What is the basic method to solve this question? Now let M is milk and W is water, and this one is your initial quantity. What is this? This one is your initial quantity. If M is milk, W is water, this was your initial ratio. Now total is M plus W. Now you are removing 20% this, 20% of this. Okay, so if you are removing 20% of this, so you will have to remove 20% of this. 20% of this means you will left with, or you can say this will be W by 5, because 20% is how much? This will be 1 upon 5. So 20% of W, so we'll say 20 upon 100 W. So this will be W by 5. So what I am doing here, this will be minus W by 5. Similarly, if you removing 20%, so M by 5 minus, so what you will be left? You will be left with 4 by 5M and 4 by 5W. Okay, so this was the leftover quantity. Now same quantity of water was added. Now this was removed. Now add same quantity of water. Same quantity of water means, if how much water and milk you are subtracting? You are subtracting minus M by 5 plus W by 5. It means this same quantity of water you are adding here, this same quantity of water are adding here. So what you will get 4 by 5 W plus this M by 5 plus W by 5. And what will be your milk? Milk will be same. Okay, so see one thing, this 5 will be cancelled out here. So can I write, this will be 4M and this will be 5W plus M. So this should be your resultant ratio. This should be your resultant ratio. If this is your resultant ratio, so in the question resultant ratio is given as 32:15. So can I write here 4M divided by 5W plus M will be equals to this 32/15. Now cross multiply, you're going to get 60M equals to 160W plus 32M. Now this will come here and subtract here. You'll get 28M equals to 160W, or you can write it as M upon W equals to this 160 by 28. So I hope this concept is clear. If you have any doubt, you can ask me in the comment box. I'll try to solve your doubt. Now see, 14 into 4 is 160, 7 into 4 is 28. So clearly you can see your M ratio W will give you 40:7, and this one is your final answer. This one is the final answer and B option is the correct one. But this one is the basic concept actually. Okay, it took some time for me, because I just want to make you understand this question. Otherwise, in exam, you will have to start this question directly from here. You will have to start directly this question from here, and you will get the answer directly. Okay. So I hope this concept is very clear to you. This was your mixture allegation, and this was your last question for the today's video. So please continue watch this series of 5 question daily. Okay, you're going to get 5 question daily for next 45 days. So that's all for today. You can attempt your IBPS clerk daily rank booster quiz. Link of this will be given in the description. In the description box, you're going to whenever you'll click on that link, you're going to get this interface of entry app. Okay, and here you can click on this IBPS clerk rank booster 2.0. You will be directed to this type of interface, in which you will get some banking awareness quizzes, your quantitative aptitude quizzes, your logical reasoning quizzes. Okay, so after clicking on start exam, your exam will be started, and you will see some questions like this. If you see after submitting this, you're going to get analytics of this test, and please do analyze your test actually. If you're not analyzing your test, it means you are wasting your time actually. You're not preparing. So first of all, you have to practice daily, practice mock test, but most important thing, you have to analyze that mock test. Okay, so I hope this concept was very clear to you. If you have any doubt, you can ask me in the comment box. So thank you very much for today. We'll meet you in the next class.